A man standing by himself in his restroom, avoiding his own reflection in the mirror, is an example of a silence that screams louder than words. He is aware that something is wrong. His body isn't keeping up, not a lack of drive, and every small setback causes a tiny bit of his confidence to disintegrate. This is strictly biological. It has nothing to do with romance or ethics. However, he remains silent and withdraws until his inner flame is smothered by guilt. But what if the problem lies in a neglected muscle hidden away in an area that men hardly ever notice, rather than the heart or even the obvious places? A muscle that could change the whole dynamic with less than a minute of concentration. In my more than 30 years of researching men's wellness, here is where one of the most contentious yet promising methodologies enters the picture. Hi, I've helped hundreds of men over 60 who felt like their vitality was permanently ebbing away. I can also tell you this. Age isn't the only factor that affects energy. Circulation, muscle tone, and nervous system impulses all have a role. Sometimes the entire system is dimmed by a single blocked spot. I'm going to present a straightforward non-medical technique today that's generating conversations among European wellness specialists. Others share it discreetly with people who are receptive, while others reject it as superfluous. I concentrate on the results, and what I've observed is enlightening. When done carefully and consistently, this specific self-care technique might help some men quickly regain their energy and circulation. What's really shocking, though, is not that it works, but rather what this shows about the true sources of men's energy. And why, when the key is right in their hands, so many people suffer in quiet. The unpredictable nature of waning vitality is more terrible than the actual dip. Everything flows one day, stalls the next, and uncertainty begins to sneak in. On the inside, you sense a deeper imbalance, but you dismiss it as stress, fatigue, or bad timing. Therefore, some people resort to fast cures, such as pills, boosters, or fashionable therapies, which may initially appear beneficial. However, the body quickly adjusts, and even the best solutions fail. The annoyance of not being in control of your own system then becomes apparent. Many people fail to realize that vitality depends on a fine balance between blood flow, deep muscular strength, and the neurological system. The remainder of the pillars fall if one falters. I remember John, 64, who had been married for 35 years, was recently retired and was active. After months of silent setbacks, he made contact. His energy felt erratic, yet not consistent. His motivation was unharmed, his blood pressure was stable, and his checkups went well. However, one of his statements remained with me. "It feels like my body is disconnected from me." That encapsulated what I refer to as neuromuscular detachment. It was more than just words. To put it simply, the brain sends information, but the relevant muscles and nerves don't react completely. Not because of sickness, but because of tension, neglect, or dormancy. These blockages accumulate in the pelvic region, which men tend to overlook. The core is numbed by old stresses, ongoing stress, bad posture, and sedentary lifestyles. Outcome? The body remains in standby state despite willpower, much like a car that doesn't change gears as it idles. If you push too hard, the situation gets worse. Many give up or settle there. However, the PC muscle is a little but powerful muscle bundle that contains a key. This one has a great deal of control over internal mechanics. However, very few men are aware of its existence, much less how to use it. First habit: engage your core muscle for durable power. The ignored stabilizer that maintains your vitality. A single deep muscle can serve as the basis for your body's vitality, impacting everything from circulation to general resilience. Did you know that? Research from institutions such as the Mayo Clinic shows that toned pelvic floor muscles promote improved blood flow and nervous system health in contexts related to overall wellness. Consider Robert, a 62-year-old retired educator who always took pride in maintaining an active lifestyle, gardening in his backyard and going on weekend hikes. However, he had been experiencing a hazy heaviness lately, as if his body were dragging in spite of his efforts. There are no obvious problems, but that inner spark dimmed. He revealed that it sapped his confidence in day-to-day living and felt like he was carrying an invisible burden. The plan of action is simple. Begin by using simple contractions, Comfortably sit or lie down. The PC muscle, which is found in your pelvic base, is activated when you stop a stream in mid-flow. Repeat 10 times a day, holding for 3 seconds, then letting go. Gradually increase to longer holds. To enhance the effect, combine it with deep breathing. Like strengthening a tree's roots against the wind, this easy habit can gradually cultivate a sense of grounded strength. Build on this by adding it to your morning ritual, maybe even as you clean your teeth. Imagine it as a silent dialogue with your body, reminding it of its own strength. After only a few weeks, I've witnessed guys like Robert describe feeling more stable, not because of magic, but because they receive constant care. One squeeze at a time, the goal is to recover that inner anchor. Habit 2. Take deep breaths to reveal secret stores. The breath that rekindles your inner fire. According to Harvard Wellness study on how attentive breathing promotes general vitality and stress reduction, shallow breathing habits that are ubiquitous in modern life might actually subtly impair circulation and energy. Think of 65-year-old Mark, a retired engineer who unintentionally carried tightness in his heart from decades of sitting at a computer. He would wake up feeling lethargic, as if his batteries had not been properly charged the night before. He worked out frequently, so it wasn't a lack of motivation, but the underlying drag made everything seem more difficult. He described how it reduced his passion for pastimes and made him doubt his desire for life. Make breathing a daily habit to combat this. Sit up straight every morning and take a slow nasal breath, allowing your belly to swell like a balloon. Release any tension by slowly exhaling through your lips. Continue doing this for 5 rounds. Develop the habit of doing it in a quiet period or before coffee. Imagine the breath moving through your body like a wind blowing through a window to dispel the fog. When you inhale, raise your arms high, and when you exhale, fold them forward for a more profound effect. For men like Mark, this frequently has a cascading impact that promotes clarity and a subtly positive boost in everyday vitality. The goal is to transform routine into rejuvenation by embracing change, breath by breath, rather than imposing it. Habit 3. Feed yourself to fight silent drains. The foods that calm inner chaos and increase flow. The way that common foods can contribute to low-grade imbalances that deplete vitality is startling. Blue Zone's research demonstrates that communities thrive on anti-inflammatory diets, high in vegetables and good fats for long-term health. Image Thomas, 68, was a lifetime foodie who mostly ate large meals and processed snacks. He sensed a lingering cloud, a faint weightiness that made mornings difficult and afternoons exhausting. There were no severe symptoms, only that persistent feeling that he wasn't giving it his all, which was undermining his confidence. Move your plate deliberately. Reduce your intake of highly processed foods, sweets, and cured meats that can cause agitation. Accept colorful choices such as leafy greens, fatty fish, foods flavored with turmeric, almonds, berries, and olive oil drizzles. Try to eat meals that are vibrant, such as a salmon salad with walnuts and spinach. Drink plenty of water as well. Herbal teas have internal calming properties. After a week, observe how you feel. Many people report feeling lighter. Increase by preparing meals. On Sundays, roast vegetables for convenient access. This is empowerment, like caring for a garden for abundant harvests, not limitation. Thomas noticed an improvement in his clarity and a grateful response from his body, demonstrating that minor adjustments can lead to significant changes in inner harmony. Habit 4. Get up every day to invigorate static energies. The stroll that revives latent vitality. A stunning fact. Research from organizations like the Mayo Clinic highlights how regular activity improves blood flow and general well-being, yet prolonged sitting can impair circulation in ways that build up over years. Introducing David, a 63-year-old retired salesman who is tethered to his chair for TV marathons. He had periods of low motivation and a silent deterioration of his spirit of adventure because he felt trapped, as if his body were in hibernation mode. He would remember hiking in his youth but write it off as a thing of the past. Break free with intentional movement. Make a daily commitment to walk for 30 minutes while concentrating on taking deep breaths to activate your core. Go slowly at first, like around the block, and gradually pick up speed in the outdoors. Incorporate diversity, climbing stairs or doing light squats while walking. Think of each step as a river forming new paths, washing away old anxieties. For sustainability, listen to inspirational music or mindset-focused podcasts. In addition to relieving his burden, David found that this regimen rekindled his enthusiasm for life. It serves as a reminder that, one step at a time, movement transforms inertia into momentum and is not a kind of punishment. Habit 5. Use mindful touch to release your inner tensions. The calm practice that reduces hidden tensions. The exciting thing is that, as general wellness guidelines recommend without providing particular results, tailored self-care can treat neglected areas and promote improved flow and relaxation. Remember Peter, 67, was a devoted family man whose daily schedule did not allow for much introspection. Unspoken burdens weighed him down, appearing as a nebulous constriction that stifled his everyday joy. Though it was subtle, it raised questions about his long-term strength. Include a calming routine. For 2 to 3 minutes, breathe steadily while using a neutral oil in mild circular motions on your lower belly or base areas in a quiet, private environment. Consider unknotting a rope to make sailing more comfortable, and concentrate on loosening knots without using force. After taking a shower in the evening, do this to relax. After that, expand using journaling. Observe any changes in comfort. According to Peter, it was like opening a door to more positive emotions. By converting neglect into caring and reminding you that careful attention can break down barriers to vitality, this habit cultivates self-compassion. Habit 6. Reorient your mindset by visualizing strength. The mental image that fuels enduring power. Have you thought about how the mind influences physical resilience from a rhetorical standpoint? Harvard research on positive visualization reveals that it can improve well-being and motivation in daily activities. One of them is George, a 70-year-old veteran who exemplified discipline but battled internal changes as the years went by. He felt lost, as though his old self-assurance was vanishing into insignificance, affecting his interactions with friends and family and his interests. Develop this. Every day, take a minute to close your eyes and visualize yourself strong and capable, perhaps sharing laughter or climbing a hill. Don't exert pressure. Allow feelings to flow. For synergy, incorporate following breathing techniques. Add affirmations to strengthen. I am strong in this moment. This, George discovered, changed his perspective and transformed murmurs of uncertainty into echoes of hope. It's about connecting the mind and body and creating a story of development that endures throughout the phases of life. In order to support natural balance, Habit 7. Use supplements wisely. The nutrients that nurture deep resilience. A convincing realization. According to general wellness reports from the Mayo Clinic, deficiencies in essential components such as zinc or vitamin D are widespread after the age of 60 and may have an impact on energy levels. Imagine Harold, 66, was a passionate golfer whose passion faded due to inexplicable exhaustion. He ate well but failed to notice the small details, which resulted in a downward spiral that tried his optimism. Enhance carefully. Always take supplements with meals, such as zinc for hormonal support, magnesium for calm, omega-3s for flow, and vitamin D for mood. Prioritize whole foods first, but consult the essentials. Use apps to keep track of consumption for consistency. Harold saw a slow rise, like sunlight breaking through clouds. By strengthening your foundation without taking quick cuts and respecting your body's wisdom, one habit enhances others. Consistency is the key to the strength of these habits, which come together to form a tapestry of rebirth. Consider incorporating these throughout your day. Breathe in the morning, contractions in the middle of the day, a healthy lunch, a stroll at noon, touch in the evening silence, visualization before bed, and nourishment all day long. Add unique touches to each one, like linking them all together with a gratitude diary. I've seen changes brought about by patient work rather than miracles, men finding their rhythm again and regaining their composure in front of mirrors. It's instructive and motivating, reminding us that vitality thrives on attention rather than age. Returning to that first quiet, the man avoiding his reflection and questioning whether his light will always be gone. Our research indicates differently. Energy is living and is impacted by nerves, muscles, flow, and, above all, the attention we provide. Awakening, anchoring, inhaling fires, nourishing calm, moving freely, gently touching, envisioning power, and wisely complementing have all been discussed. Fundamentally, it's about honoring a body that is prepared to react and re-establishing a connection with oneself. There will be obstacles, difficult days, routine slip-ups, but keep in mind that it's not years that are preventing you from succeeding, but rather carelessness. Don't ignore any longer. Commence tomorrow. Gentle focus, deep breathing, and a hand on the abdomen. After 21 days of building, observe how your body responds. A more stable, grounded version of yourself. Enter YES below if you're prepared to welcome stronger days if this speaks to you. If it inspired you, leave a comment with energy. For more information on mindset and vitality, like, subscribe, and forward this to someone who might benefit from it. Making the decision to awaken is the first step on your path to long-lasting strength.